All right, what's up, VC? It's Dom, aka Dusty Visions, for Seeking a Thread, back with a new video for you. Got something a little different, focused on a reissue label called the Companion label, Companion Records. But first, thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos and subscribing. Thanks to Tales from the Crate for featuring my channel and linking it, and also especially Psychedelic for mentioning me in your most recent video, shouting me out specifically. That's really brought a lot of new eyes to the channel, and thank you. That's really appreciated. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to share records. It's a fun thing. That's why we do it here. So the Companion label. So this is a label started in 2003, I think, as early as I think they were started with CDs. Out of the Bay Area, run by Will Lovier and Troy Peters. Now, maybe some of you have heard of this label. Well, probably a lot of you haven't, but you may have heard of a couple of titles that are on it. I got into it just picking up one of the records and then sort of digging into all the others, and just realized it was all something really unique and interesting. So what do they focus on? It's mainly sort of the outsider, real people, psych, private press sort of scene, if you will. Not really scene. Everything, they're all different in a lot of ways, which is cool. Tons of lighting change. Tons of variety in what they do. And the cool thing is, not only are these records like incredibly rare, and to find originals, you're talking, I'll go through all the numbers, you're talking major bucks. But the reissues, I think all but one of them, I think that they're technically out of print, but they're not going for a lot secondhand. So you can get these now. I think only one of them has gotten a little high. So I thought it'd be cool to feature that and sort of just shed some light on a label that's not really given much due. I don't know if they're still in operation. My guess is they would be if they had the right record. The last thing was from 2017. But let's get into it, because it's a cool thing, cool label. I wanted to feature it, and I have all of the records, all the vinyl that they've done I have, and so I can show them. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to do it just in order of my order. They're not necessarily when they were released. They've done some CDs, and so some of them they've done CDs and LPs. But I'm just showing the vinyl, and I'll touch on the CDs that they did that have not been done on vinyl. And then there's a couple that have been done on vinyl by other labels, whereas Companion did the CD. In any case, first record, and I've showed this one before, The New Creation. This is from 1970, a Christian sort of garagey folk group out of Vancouver. And by the way, they do beautiful work on the sleeves. Always like a Stoughton or like a tip-on sleeve, matte finish on this. And I believe this has an insert to it. And this one, I was sure that this one would be out of print and going for like a ton of cash, and it's not. It's an $18 record, low price on Discogs right now. Original has sold for $1,500, so I think it's pretty clear what you need to do. Very cool label that replicates the original. And this is like highest order, like shambolic, loose, garage, folk, Christian psych. It's so awesome. It's so singular. The songs are good. Like the drumming is so cool in this. The Countdown to Revolution, the first track, is like an apocalyptic sort of reading intro that is second to none. Yeah, there's a little bio here. My favorite song is probably Sodom and Gomorrah, or the title track, The New Creation. Dig, The Origin of Man is cool. And Where Are You Going, the final track, is so awesome. Recorded at Studio 3, Vancouver. I think they did come up with a few other records. I think there's one that's got like a stock cover that I don't think has been heard by anyone. So I think they did continue on in some fashion, or it could be a different New Creation. I'm not entirely sure. But this is maybe my favorite of the bunch. And that's saying a lot, because I love all of these records.
Behold, all things are new. If any man be in
Okay, the next one is probably the one I have the toughest time with, but ultimately pretty cool. And this one's still $600 record if you can find it. And this one, low price, is about 20 bucks. This is Michael Farnetti, reissued by Companion Records. I don't have the original reissue year, but this is originally from '76. And this one I was just refreshing myself with. This is a 1976 loungy. They call it Psych, Lounge Psych. I didn't really hear. It's not a ton of Psych. There's some weird effects going on with like synthesizers, but it's more like a yacht rock kind of disco funk album. In the lounge mold, definitely '76 is from that time. He was from South Florida, and I think he issued this, himself originally. And as I said, it's like a $600 record. There's some corny stuff on here. I mean, some of it I think is corny good. Some good rhythms. I don't know if he was playing the drums or not on this. Maybe he was. I feel like he recorded it all himself. All original tracks. The song Rock Candy Roll is really bad. But you may enjoy it out there. This one's a grower, I would say. But if you love like the sort of, wanky lounge stuff, you'll get into this. Michael Farnetti, Good Morning Kisses. And again, it's from '76, South Florida originally, and this one's a high rarity here on this one. Very cool though. I'm glad to have it. It's probably the one I would keep last, but it's cool. It's a cool piece.
You better turn your ESP switch on, 'cause it's telling you to get on the road to a real good time. There's someone right in front of you who's waiting for you to move.
Next one, I keep saying this, but this one's probably the weirdest of the bunch and sort of the most mysterious. It's Medico Dr. Vibes, and this is from '79, and I didn't realize this till recently. It's made by a Guyanese American, Bill Russell, out of LA. And I think this record was no insert or anything on this. This was kind of discovered at a record show, I think, in Oakland, from what I understand. Something that people just didn't know about till recently. I think it's a pretty recent discovery. There's just one picture of this guy up. I'm assuming it's him on Discogs. He looks like he's a doctor, literally in a medical office of some kind. And this one is nuts. It really hits on all kinds of styles. The press release compares it to recommended if you like Suicide, Stephen Hightower, Bruce Hack, Steve Reich, Madrigal, a bunch of others. I guess I can't really disagree with it. It's originally on a Bill Russell Records, I guess. Is that right? But it's from '79 originally. And I like the song I just played on my radio show this week. Which is it now? Disca Limba Man, the first track. It's sort of like it feels like an island record at times, lo-fi, it's like minimal. There's like primitive drum machines in it, sort of like Timmy Thomas a little bit, the gospel soul solo one-man funk machine, we'll call him. This one, just the title itself, Litter Through Dorker Vibes. What is going on? But yeah, it looks like he was a Bay Area guy as well. It says Los Angeles in what I read, but this one's singular. Nothing like this. Every track sort of goes into some other weird style. As I said, it's from '79. This one, it's never sold. The original, there's no record of it on I forgot to look it up on Pop Psych. It probably is definitely $100, multiple $400 or $500, I'm sure. But you can get this for 20 bucks right now. Yeah, this one, there's no Discogs record of it, but I have no idea how many they pressed originally. Probably very few. Next one I have is Mistress Mary, another huge highlight for me. This one's still in the shrink. There's Mistress Mary. She made like 500 of these, I think. This was in 1969, and it's got members of the Byrds on it. It's basically a country album, country rock-ish. Great production to it. It has a very cosmic country sort of sound. The Numero Group featured it on their Cosmic American music comp, which I have, which is also great. There's a track on there from this, and this is one I wanted to pull a trigger on original because it was going for like $250, but I decided I love these companion reissues. They sound great, by the way. I don't know if they're always remastered from original tapes or not. Probably not. I'm assuming some of the stuff you can't find, or they're not in touch with the original producers or artists. But from '69, I think it's Clarence White is on this from the Byrds. A few other, people connected tangentially to the Byrds. And she tried to get this, sending to all sorts of industry people. She was trying to get signed. It's essentially a demo LP. And apparently she made sure that Elvis got one. I don't know that there was much of a response or if he ever heard it, but he apparently got it. I just love this album so much. I've played all of this a lot. Dirt Will Be Your Name is amazing. Smooth Talking Con Man is sort of like and she's very sassy. Which is my favorite. Praise Me a Little Bit is beautiful. Like I said, it's a country album, but it will appeal to sort of more on the rock side of things. And the production to it, like I said, it's got a very stoned feel to it. Her voice is amazing. I love this album so much. Again, what's this going for? $15. You can still get this one. I don't know if the label itself, like I said, is, if you go to their Bandcamp, maybe they have some of the records in stock, but I think they're mostly sold through the mall. Mistress Mary, Housewife is the title. Next one I have is, this one is, they're all weird. They're all weird for different reasons. This is Stan Hubbs. It's called Crystal. This one I kept in the shrink as well. I think this has an insert. Yeah. Oh, this has got the original booklet. Sort of drawings and lyrics. This is from 1982, and this is the one that I think has gone up in value in terms of reissue. I think the low price is about $50 for this, but the originals are $700 each, $700. So companion all the way. So 1982, and this is sort of, if you like Zappa, this guy's got a Zappa vibe to it. I call this like mutant rock. It's sort of a very sort of ugly synthy guitar sound. Like I think I said, he recorded all in his living room in Sonoma, California, and it's very stoner. Zappa-esque, not sort of in its lyrical. And I don't really like Zappa, so you can't really count on me for that. But just a mutant rock vibe. That's what I call it. Let's see, who's the band? It looks like he did have a quartet here. Preston RTI. And I believe what I read is the original mastering engineer, Paul Stubbeline, also cut this reissue. So the same person cut the original as the reissue. I recommend this one. Not my favorite of the bunch, but a cool, like I said, very gnarly kind of like, lo-fi Zappa maybe. I don't know. There's a label that replicates the original label. It's a strange one.
Watch the boy burn rubber up and down the street. I see the girls all drinking rum, and Joe stand at the door, he looks so rough.
Strange one. I think they reissued it twice. I think it always comes with a booklet. But like I said, this is a cool vibe. 2010 was the original reissue on this. Stan Hub's Crystal on the Companion label. I hope they are not completely gone. I hope they come up with a new record soon, because I'll be there. And the last sort of record I have from Companion is the most recent release, TJ Hustler and his metaphysical synthesized orchestra with the age of individualism. This is Tim Jones, and he was in a few sort of local funk groups out of the Bay Area, San Francisco. One was called Mystic Minds, Mind Over Matter, which is a very rare psych funk record from 75. And he released that in his Smoa Productions, SMOA, which is who originally released this in 1979. And if you find the original, it's got a leather-bound spine and it looks quite elaborate. This doesn't replicate that, but that has sold for $2,000. That's a mega monster rarity. This new was like $35, and you can find it for $25 right now. And again, beautiful packaging. Simple, but I like their sort of simple but sort of elegant look that they do. But what does this sound like? This is weird. This is weird stuff. So this is Tim Jones, and he was calling himself TJ. And it's all it's sort of like a mystical, spiritual, minimal funk record. But the very, and I'll put a picture up of sort of a few press shots from the album. The very key difference with that is that he does this with his ventriloquist dummy, TJ Hustler. Tim Jones and TJ Hustler. And TJ Hustler is the cool part of this. Well, it's cool sound anyway, and he's not on every track, but he actually has TJ Hustler, his dummy, doing a sort of rap, sort of ranting over some of the tracks. And I'll put song clips in all of these. You hopefully have seen already as you're watching this, some sound clips. So TJ Hustler contributes to this album along with Tim Jones. Tim Jones sings. And this is a double. Weirdly, one plays at 33 and the other plays at 45. And again, it's nothing like this album. It's like a space funk, minimal space funk album, but with the ventriloquist dummy going like, "Yeah, man, you ain't shit," stuff like that. It's awesome. I think it's not for everyone. A lot of these records are not for everyone. I think the Mistress Mary would probably be the biggest crowd pleaser. But these are, like, every record is different. But this one, when it came out in 2017, was a reissue. Originally from 79. We played this at the Angry Mom, like, all the time. Like, every day for a while we were playing it. And we were big fans of that then. Again, you can still get this for $25. Everything on earth is good, but too much of anything is bad. The existing situation and correct proportion will determine what is best for you. That's Tim Jones' universal philosophy.
The age of individualism is upon us. We have approached an age and time when each and every one of us will be totally responsible for ourselves. We must seek true security. And let me tell you, true security can only be found in constructive knowledge. Constructive knowledge is the only thing.
And he just passed away, actually, I think a year or two ago. He ended up doing a compilation of his CDR recordings, which he did later for Luaka Bop in 2018, called Preacher Man, which is all of his just Tim Jones music. Hoping that they'll reissue the Mystic Minds album. I think he had another funk group as well. So hopefully that'll come out. But in the meantime, grab this while you can. It's fun. It's fun. And there's, and some of these albums I noticed on Discogs have like some controversial reviews, like people saying like these are just trash just because they're obscure. People like them. I do not agree. They're all fun, interesting, different, bizarre, psychedelic. Everything I'm looking for. So those are the primary companion records that I want to feature. Another one, I showed this in my vinyl tag, is this one, Charlie Tweddle, or Tweedle. And this is Tweddle's Greatest Hits, or Fantastic Greatest Hits. Now the companion did the CD reissue of this, and this is the LP reissued by Mighty Mouth Music. I won't show the records, but I talked about it then. This is like a rural country folk guy sitting by himself in the middle of the rural countryside at night. Even he's sitting in the woods. It sounds like he's playing like songs that just kind of start and end with no consequence. There's the sound of nature, of streams. There's explosions at one point. This is like, feels like you're watching a movie but without the actual picture. It's like stream of consciousness, sort of rambling country album. It's like nothing else. Well, I think there's a whole side of just like nature sounds. Pretty rare original record. I think this is, I didn't look up the price on this, but you can still get this, Charlie Twiddle. So that's, like I said, companion to the CD. This is the LP done by Mighty Mouth, a double LP.
Together as the moon is waiting with a heart for the day to fade away. The morning
For she's
waits
waiting there
to come again.
Texas, blue bonnet fly.
In the darkness of the night, a light came dropping from above.
The other ones they did on CD, Louie Louie, Touchy. That's strange, weird, outsider, real people, Latin lounge, I guess, with like the most skronky, off-tune guitar I've heard in a while. It's fun though, and that's a pretty rare one. They did a CD, I forget when they did the CD, probably in the early 2000s, and then it got officially reissued in 2019 by a different label, so you can find that as an LP, but Companion did the CD. They also did the Christian Astronauts from 1971. No sound samples of that up at all. It sounds like it's a children's folk album, about $100 LP. CD of that's available. They also did Mark Mundy. Like some of these are Paul Major discoveries as well, and Mark Mundy's a Paul Major from 1971, sort of a singer-songwriter, but truly left field, truly on his own trip in a bizarre way. They did the CD that, the LP is a $900 record. That has not been reissued on vinyl yet. And the only other one is The Reflections. It's sort of a surf garage record that they did the CD reissue of. There's no LP reissue of that, and there's some sound clips on that. It's sort of a instrumental surf album from 71. And it has definitely like an index or a box sort of production and vibe to it, but I think it's all instrumental and sort more on the surf side than garage. So I think that's it. That's what I have to say about Companion Records. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was like somewhat illuminating, some new discoveries maybe for you. And grab these secondhand copies while you can. I'm surprised that they're not. I mean, maybe people don't like them like me, but that's what collecting vinyl is all about, right? It's different strokes for different folks. Thanks again for watching. Check out my most recent radio show, and I'll be back with another video pretty soon. I keep threatening cooking up something special, and I am. I appreciate all the watchers. I'm going to come up with hopefully a contest soon, because I think that seems to be a fun thing to do in the VC contest. All right, check out Companion Records. I'll link to their website as well below, and let me know what you think. Take care.